My name is Olivia Sparks.
And I'm Jessica Thompson.
And our classic is titled Black Stars
By Anita D.
and Portia Olewola.
Whitney was a star once, waltzed across our television skies, a waning crescent.
So was Michael and Marvin.
All stars die, though.
Explode into air thin, cascade into black hole.
Black stars form under pressure and leave us tragically, either by death or betrayal.
When there was no other beacon on our screens, we looked up to Bill. When we wanted to name a future for ourselves, we looked through Raven's eyes.
When we needed validation an institution could not give, we called on Kanye. Astronomers say the larger a star's mass, the faster they burn their fuel, the shorter their lifespan.
I say the more expansive the black star, the more massive the explosion.
I say the greater the black star, the shorter we can expect them to shine. Some weeks I only listen to Whitney cradle her name.
A prayer between my lips. One dim dusk her lover gifted her stardust. Whitney
danced, dosed, then drowned.
And we mourn her body celestial after all these years.
Joe Jackson tried to carve galaxies out of his children. MJ
got addicted to surgeoning his features for the masses.
His daddy beat him, say dance, say sing, say don't glide, walk on the moon. Boy, turn this Indiana basement into a universe. You a star, boy.
Kanye West composed pieces we didn't know our bodies needed. We had all the flashing lights on Ye, but he's still a black star made in America, so he don't get to shine forever.
Ye from the south side resurrected and named himself Yeezus. Got so big white folks thought he was the son of God.
Now Yeezus only praises white folks in red hats.
And white girls with fake asses. Scientists say, when you look up at night, some of the stars you see are already dead. Maybe this means by the time a black person becomes a star, they are already burnt out.
Maybe this means it takes a supernova to create a superstar.
Maybe we're all waiting to be on fire.
Black stars disintegrate for reaching up towards a pearly gaze. Whiteness has always been both a goal and
unobtainable.
Has been the measure of our success and the weapon that bludgeons us.
The higher we get, the closer we get to fame or manhood or God, the further we get from ground or dirt or us. Black folks, stay folded in on ourselves. Stay a star on the tip of someone's rising.
I say, look the way supremacy told Raven
she ain't black. Misogyny told Bill he could take what wasn't his to claim.
Masculinity gave Marvin Gaye's father a gun.
Told him to shoot his son. And ain't a son the biggest star? Don't the biggest stars have the shortest lives?
Make the largest explosions?
Have you seen the energy burning out turn to dust?
Did you know?
Above you, there are a sea of stars falling.
And our response is inspired by an ethnographic interview conducted on the streets of Harlem and is titled, Mr. Cobb Says.
Just because they got streets named after them don't mean they're saved.
Now, I'm not sure what lambs say in particular when they're about to pass on, but I think their last cry,
as cool knife cuts throat,
is an apology of some sorts.
To whomever they angered enough to be put in this position, and yes, I believe that no matter how blood-curdled their shrieks are, no family or friends play audience.
Indeed, they only entertain themselves in the sky as their sound waves bounce amongst white dwarfs, an eternal banter with black souls.
Isn't that what everybody hopes for?
To have their last breath heard and lingering.
In this world, there are ghosts, solemn yet holy, walking in shaded veils.
They claw their face with iron-sharp nails and bleat what they thought rather than what they said.
Because even on deathbeds, their mouths lock into shapes that only allow an oppression silent scream to slip away. They didn't understand why they were murder turned sacrifice or skin turned skin.
So their bleeding continued, forming harmonies left stifled in the pages of our history books.
Mr. Cobb on Frederick Douglass Boulevard and West 125th Street could still feel their casket-shaped presence.
Hairs on his neck stiffened when they float by. Every time they groaned, nothing but faint sounds of silver trumpets play in the distance, creating a eulogy to those forgotten.
Mr. Cobb listened to these melodies day in and day out,
not afraid that they exist, but that he would join them. His booth displayed magnets that read,
God loves us all.
And postcards that say,
wish you were here.
And a postcard of Sylvia's that says,
wish you were here.
And a postcard of children playing in the street that says,
wish you were here. But Mr. Cobb knows they're not.
Here.
An address to his place is scribbled on the back of all of his cards.
To always be found by those nationally loved, but a knock never greets his door.
In fact, it's safe to assume those postcards were never sent. After countless August days, Mr. Cobb realizes that the children and those nationally loved were never meant to stay for long.
Their time cut just enough.
He and others say,
Mr. Cobb hopes the hairs on his neck will stop stiffening and will one day just stay stiff.
the clouds hope the bleeding will stop as ghostly shades come to find peace in their death. No more echoes of what could have been rather than what was.
A couple months later, busy Harlem streets aren't so busy no more. It's silent.
Residents keep their doors locked and windows shut.
And Mr. Cobb can't hear the trumpet no more, just cool winds and cicadas having a laugh. It is this moment
when his complexion melts sweat into armor,
shielding Mr. Cobb of anything that gets him closer
to becoming a lamb
with wool
curly black as night.